Have you ever wondered what would happen if you just stopped showing up for everyone all the time? What if one day, you simply stopped answering every message, stopped saying yes to every request, stopped reacting to every little thing? What would change? Who would notice? And most importantly, who would feel your absence the most? You see, something strange happens when you stop being available all the time. The energy around you shifts. People don't know how to respond. They question themselves. They wonder what they did wrong. And in that silence, in that quiet distance you create, you gain something back. Something powerful. Yourself. Most of us don't even realize how often we give ourselves away. Not just our time, but our peace, our thoughts, our attention, our energy. We give it to people who don't even ask gently. They just expect it. They rely on the fact that we'll always be there. Always answering. Always explaining. Always forgiving. But what happens when you stop? Carl Jung once said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." So the next time someone is angry at your silence, pay attention. That irritation reveals something. About them, yes, but also about you. About how much you've been pulled around by the emotions and needs of others. How much of your life has been a reaction instead of a decision. When you stop being available, people start to notice. Not just your absence, but your power. The power of your silence. The strength in your stillness. When you're not reacting anymore, you're not playing their game. And when you stop playing, they lose control. That's when everything begins to change. People are used to controlling you through your reactions. They press your buttons, and they know exactly what you'll say, how you'll feel, how you'll apologize or try to fix things. You're predictable. But when you become quiet, mysterious, when you don't respond right away, they realize they don't know you as well as they thought. That moment of stillness is your power returning. Because now, they're unsure. And in that uncertainty, your presence becomes louder than your words ever were. This isn't about ignoring people for no reason. It's about choosing when and how you give your energy. It's about realizing that your time, your emotional attention, those are valuable. And when you give them too easily, people stop valuing them. Since you were young, you were probably taught to be nice, to be helpful, to always answer, always smile, always give your best. You were told that your worth depends on how much you can give. But here's a truth many of us never hear. When you're always available, you start to disappear. You become the one everyone calls when they need something, but no one really sees you. They only see what you can offer. Your emotional support. Your listening ear. Your loyalty. But not your soul. Not your boundaries. Not your pain. Carl Jung talked about the persona, the mask we wear to fit into the world. Many of us wear the mask of being the strong one, the reliable one, the one who never complains. But masks are heavy. And behind that smile, many of us are tired, burned out, worn thin from being everything to everyone. And the worst part? We think this is love. We think this is friendship. But love doesn't drain you. Love doesn't demand your silence, your time, your constant giving without giving anything back. When you stop being available, you start to see clearly who was there for you, and who was only there for what you provided. This isn't about becoming cold or distant. It's about becoming whole. What Jung called individuation, the journey of becoming your real self, separate from what others expect you to be. That process starts when you stop reacting automatically. When you begin to pause before you speak. When you notice your own impulses and learn to choose silence instead of explaining yourself for the 100th time. Some people will get angry when you set boundaries. That's not a bad sign. It's a clear one. It means they were only comfortable when they had access to you, when you were easy to control. But your energy is not free. Your attention is not a public resource. And your emotions are not someone else's playground. The moment you start saying no without guilt, the moment you choose not to answer right away, the moment you stop justifying your choices, that's when you begin to reclaim your life. Slowly, piece by piece, you gather back all the energy you've been handing out for years. Think about how many times you've stayed up at night, replaying a conversation you wish had gone differently. How often you felt empty after giving so much to someone who didn't say thank you. That tiredness in your chest? That's the cost of being too available. That psychic energy, draining out of you without return. Jung believed the human psyche is an energy system. And every action, every emotion, every word we speak, it all consumes energy. So let me ask you, are you choosing where your energy goes, or is it being taken from you? People who are emotionally exhausted aren't weak. They're misdirected. They're too busy reacting to everything, fixing everything, pleasing everyone. And over time, they lose themselves. When you stop reacting, something beautiful happens. You begin to observe. You begin to choose. You learn the power of pause, the strength of holding back. You start to realize that you don't need to defend yourself to everyone. You don't need to explain your silence. Silence, when it comes from clarity, not fear, is a sign of strength. Imagine walking into a room and saying nothing, but everyone feels your presence. That kind of energy only comes from someone who knows how to protect it. When you stop giving your energy to people who drain it, you create space for those who nourish it. You become selective. Not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect. It's not easy at first. You'll feel guilty. You'll feel tempted to explain yourself. You'll want to go back to the old way, saying yes, being the nice one, giving in. But the longer you sit in your silence, the clearer you'll hear your own voice. And that voice will remind you, you don't owe anyone your peace. Look back at the people who got upset when you set boundaries. Ask yourself, did they really love you? Or did they just love your availability? Your usefulness? Your emotional labor? Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So what patterns are you repeating without even noticing? How often do you say yes when your whole body is screaming no? This is your chance to change that. To stop. To breathe. To step back. Let them wonder why you're quiet. Let them feel the space you leave behind. Let that silence speak for you. Because when you stop being available, everything changes. Not just how others see you, but how you see yourself. You become more than just someone's emotional backup. You become someone worth respecting. Someone worth wondering about. Someone who finally belongs to themselves. So now I'll ask you again. What would happen if, starting today, you stopped being so available? Who would notice? Who would stay? And who would finally show you the truth? If this message made you feel seen, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep creating deeper content like this, content that reminds us all, the most powerful thing you can ever do is choose yourself.